As we all know, Africa has the youngest population in the world. The median age in Europe, for instance, in Western Europe, for instance, the median age at the moment is about 45 to 50. In Eastern Asia, the median age is over 50. And then you have Africa, where the median age is 18. What does that tell you? Africa is the future. For very long in Africa, football had always been taken under the wings of government, and it's very clear that that cannot work anymore. My name is Omotola Denloye. I'm Nigerian British, and I have got two lovely children, Ree, who's turning 17 soon, and Nathan, who's 11. I work in finance, and I'm responsible for Nigeria and Sub-Saharan Africa. I work in the capital market space, exciting, interesting space. It's the new fintechs of the world. So yeah, really exciting. So I grew up in northern Nigeria, and my father used to lecture at the university in Zaria at the time, and he was a local football coach for the kids in the neighborhood, and so that's how I got into football. So my father being a passionate football fan and supporter, and then having a brother who also played football, having cousins who played active professional football. And, I just really liked football. At the time, female football wasn't really a thing in Nigeria. So there was really no way to develop as a footballer. And so, I just looked for other sports like sprints to do. And then fast forward, a couple of years later when I moved to England, where female football is, at a more advanced stage. And at that time, I already had children who were interested in playing football. And so I decided to train as a football coach. So I first wrote my FA Level 1 football coaching exams, went for the course, and then did FA Level 2. Was about to start UEFA 1, and then I just thought, okay, that's it. But otherwise, I'm an avid football fan. I don't care what team's playing. As long as there's football on the TV, I'm ready to watch. So football it's a very interesting topic, particularly when we bring it home to Africa. Some of the world's best footballers are Africans. There's hardly any football club you go to now that you wouldn't see their top players, some of the top players being Africans. And it just tells you a lot about how football is almost like a religion. I think it's the second religion in Africa. And where there's the need to drive economic growth, sometimes where there might be issues with governance and with, economic policy, you look to the industries that are self-sustaining and self-driving. And the two industries that come to mind in Africa are entertainment and sports, particularly football. So I'll dwell more on football. And with football is a self-sustaining industry in Africa. However, it's not gotten to the stage entertainment is. So entertainment has been able to sustain their industry so much that they fund themselves. And every day you wake up in Nigeria and other African countries, there's a new person that pops up. And they're the entertainers who are finding this new talent, developing them, sponsoring them, funding them. Now, that's where we need football to get to. We need professional footballers, we need professional football associations, we need professional football establishments to now start self-sustaining the football industry even a bit more. In Nigeria, for instance, a couple of weeks back, I was driving in Lagos, and I just drove past one of the most popular bridges in Lagos. And I've driven past this bridge several times. And, I'm looking down the bottom of the bridge, and I can see all these young children playing football. They don't care whether they have shoes or not. They just want to play football. They just want that communal feeling. They just want something to occupy their minds, to occupy, them physically. And football, again, as we know in Africa, is the second religion. And, I'm looking there thinking, football's like, there's hardly an African you meet that's not passionate about football. And so there's such a huge market for football to even drive the economy more. So where we say the football industry in Africa is worth, so billion, the calculation at the moment is based on the net worth of the individual footballers, not on the self-sustainability of the football industry in Nigeria or the continent at large. So, football remains unfortunately, still a little bit untapped in terms of how much can still come out of that industry in Nigeria. Nigeria has some of the best talents in the world. That's why you have the biggest clubs in the world come to scout for players in Nigeria. That's why you have football academies, foreign football academies springing up all over Nigeria. The disadvantage of some of this is that it then becomes too commercialized, where new talent isn't being developed at grassroots level to maintain, the tempo of us churning out new players. I'd rewind back 10 years ago or even 20 years ago, you always knew the next generation of footballers. You knew the current guys, you knew the ones who just were retiring, you knew who the current guys were, and you already knew who the next gen footballers are. I think, unfortunately, in the last couple of years, we're starting to see a stall where there's almost like a brain drain, a football drain to other countries. And so these younger talents that we should be, encouraging and developing in Nigeria are finding their way out of the country because the sustainability of the industry is just not as it should be. And there's huge potential for development. And so this is where I'd say international firms, regardless of what industry you're in, so whether a financial firm, whether a food and manufacturing firm, this is where I think firms now need to step in to support the football industry at grassroots level, develop grassroots football to a point where a child is bored at home. The next thing he knows is, I'm going out to play because we've got lots of football amenities, we've got pitches to play in, we have tournaments all the time, to get football to where it used to be 20 years ago, but at the same time, look at the future of football and how the industry can be self-sustaining rather. And so that's where my passion for football in Nigeria, that's really the bane of it. I really want to see grassroots football become how it used to be before, but at the same time be self-sustaining, fund itself through the help of organizations, but really come to be what Nigeria used to be known for years ago. Yeah, for me, there are 3 areas within corporate social responsibility where I think the continent it unifies the continent, but also the continent would benefit from in so many ways. So football is one of those. I say sports, but I'll zoom in on football because almost every child in Nigeria and across Africa plays football. And so football for me is a big passion, grassroots football at this stage. And, having focus on the stadiums, abandoned stadiums, making sure that there are places for these young kids to play their football, within reason. And then the other area I'd talk about is entertainment and constructive entertainment. So for me, again, music in Africa is so unifying. There are 2 major things I think unify us as Africans. It's football, it's entertainment, so music and food. So food I wouldn't go into in detail because I think, sometimes it's good to zoom into those areas where you feel that you'd make more of an impact. And I think, football is the first area I'm really passionate about. And also the second area would be music. And music means magnifying African music across the world. Nigerians are selling out stadiums and arenas all over the world. This is because there's so much interest in African music, in Nigerian music. And this is something that can also be used for the benefits of, the country itself, the benefits of young artists who are looking to be discovered, and those are the 2 core areas.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.